Welcome to American Medicine Today, presented by the Bonati Spine Institute, featuring the internationally acclaimed inventor of the Bonati spine procedures, Alfred Bonati, MD. Now here along with Dr. Bonati, your host, Kimberly Brumell.
Good afternoon, and thank you for listening to American Medicine Today, brought to you by the Bonati Spine Institute. I'm Kimberly Brumell, joined by AM Tampa Bay's executive producer, Aaron Jacobson. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We have our senior fellow, Jeff Wagstaff. How's it going?
If I was any better, I couldn't even stand to be around myself today.
And last but not least, world-renowned orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Alfred Bonati. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Hello.
Well, week after week, we have a multitude of the Bonati Spine Institute patients, recipients of the Bonati Spine procedures on, and they talk about their miraculous recoveries. And it is just amazing to me how many times people are diagnosed with their problems and they seek out really good facilities, top doctors, and some of what they're being told is that there's nothing that can be done for them, or that they're going to be on pain medicines forever, or if something can be done, it's so highly invasive, and they're talking about splitting them open from the front and then putting in cages and then flipping them over in large incisions and stuff that's going to keep them out of commission for at least 6 months to a year. And they're basically telling those patients that they're not really going to feel much better than they do today. And I'm just constantly amazed by that. And what's more amazing is the gentleman I have sitting in front of me, Dr. Alfred Bonati, because he is so humble. He never likes to pat himself on the back, but he's an individual that truly cares. And the thing that gets to me about him is, he came from Chile and he came to the United States and he had to learn the language, and he started from the ground up, just a few dollars in his pocket, and he paved his path, and he learned those typical textbook procedures, those open back procedures that have been performed for so many years with high failure rates, and he didn't like the results that he saw. So he took it upon himself to really think, how do I access the spine in a way to really get a good result for the patients? And you know what? He did it. He developed his own methods and instrumentation to make that possible. And what he developed were the Bonati spine procedures. They were the first truly minimally invasive laser spine surgery, and finally gave people an option from the traditional open back surgery to something new and innovative. And guess what? It is still new and it is still innovative, because there is nothing else on the market today for anyone out there that has the same results. And when we're talking results, not just that he performed a procedure, but that it exacted the root of the problem. And that's something you don't find at other facilities, but you do here. And that's why Bonati succeeds where others fail. A recent 7.5-year survey shows a patient satisfaction rate of over 98%. So we try to minimize things. On our commercial, it's over 94. Yes, it is. But it's really 98.75%. There you have it. On the show today, we will have Dr. Carl O'Helvey on the line, and he's one of the longest-known survivors of lung cancer out there and an author of You Can Beat Cancer Using Alternative Integrative Interventions. And I can't wait to speak to this gentleman because he, again, the longest living survivor out there. But up first,
In today's Back to Life segment, we will talk to a patient of the Bonati Spine Institute who went from living a life that was restricted by pain and discomfort through their journey of finding the Bonati Spine Institute and are now living pain-free.
well, we welcome to the show Scott Johnson, and he is calling in from near Duluth, Minnesota.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us, Scott. I appreciate you being here. You mentioned that you're a landlord and that you have a very physically demanding job. Why don't you tell us kind of how you ended up in pain to begin with and kind of walk us through that process?
Well, about 18 years ago, I fell off a roof,
Ooh.
and I had, right away, my neck didn't give me trouble until about 6-7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started getting pain, and it was going down my arms, and slowly it got worse and worse. Eventually I went to different doctors, went to the chiropractor. I was going to the chiropractor 2 or 3 times a week. Eventually I ended up having a fusion, which only worked for maybe 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
and then I started getting pain again, and so I don't know, I just started looking into it on the internet more, and I found the Bonati Institute, and just everything I would read about it, and how it's minimally invasive and how fast the recovery is. I decided to go down. I sent him my MRI, and
Well,
they said
Scott?
you look good to do it.
Can I ask you one thing? Because
Yeah.
I know you're jumping ahead a little bit, but I
Oh,
do
sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. I have a question though. When you were having that pain, what type of neck pain? What was it doing? Was it just in one area? Did it radiate? And how did that kind of limit your activities, either with your family or with work? What were you able to do or not do?
Okay. Yeah. Well, it was in the cervical, so it affected my arms,
Okay.
and it was getting to the point where I seriously couldn't even lift a plate.
Ooh.
Even while I was on 2 different types of medication, I couldn't lift a plate. I couldn't open doors.
Okay.
I couldn't drive a car.
Right.
I just could walk around. I just couldn't use my arms whatsoever. And
So-
when I had the pain, if I used them, I would have such pain, and it would radiate up my arms and go into my head and my neck, and I'd get a really bad headache, and nothing would make it go away.
Well, it sounds like it was tough to do your job, but must have been even tougher to be a husband and a father to your children.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I couldn't pick up the kids. I just couldn't play. I couldn't play with them. I couldn't do a simple thing like just sweep the floor.
Right.
And my wife had to take up all the slack. And yeah, it was tough, really tough.
You mentioned that you tried to seek out some help. Did you mention a chiropractor?
Yeah, I mean, that would give me temporary relief because my nerve was being pinched.
Right,
and,
right.
And so it would just loosen that up. But, it'd loosen up for half a day. And then
Got it.
And if I even move my arms again too much, it would be back to the same thing. So.
When you realized that it was such a short time frame for the chiropractor working, is that when you tried to research the Bonati Spine Institute?
Yeah, and I started reading about the minimally invasive laser surgery, and I found them, and then I knew that there was a couple other places that did it too. But then through just looking on the computer, I found out that Dr. Bonati invented it. So I thought, well, I'm going to go with the guy that invented it. Got to know more than the rest of them, so I'm happy. I can do anything. I almost didn't make it back home to call in because I was tiling a bathroom, and I couldn't even think about tiling a bathroom before.
Well, from the time that you found the Bonati Spine Institute, talk about kind of the experience when you walked through. Were you a little out of sorts when you walked into the doors because you didn't get full relief from your other surgery and you were still in pain? What was your anxiety level up? And kind of walk us through that process.
After talking to so many doctors and you get a little wary because they tell you things are going to work out and then they don't, and so I mean, on the one hand, I had read good things about Bonati and all what people have said. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, I just hope this works, So, and everyone there is so friendly, and the doctors are so personable, and everything about it from the time I was talking to him on the phone several weeks before till all the way through surgery and everything just, it's a wonderful place, way better than any place I've ever been.
How did you feel during the evaluation process when you actually spoke with the doctor and they were able to diagnose what your problem was? Did you feel that they were accurate? Did they?
Yeah,
did
Dr. Grossmith is just, I can't say enough good things about him. He was so confident in what his diagnosis, and I just trusted that, being he probably does at least one or two of the same exact surgery that he did on me every day, that he knew what he was talking about.
So you felt that the experience level, the knowledgeableness of what you were going through, you were in good hands.
Yeah.
Got
Right.
it. Did he tell you what you could expect as far as a recovery time, just kind of going into this, what he thought your downtime may be?
Yeah, he said that the pain should go away right away because he relieved the pinching nerve, and that I didn't really have any limitations onto my using my arms.
Right.
Yeah, so I didn't have any limitations. I was back working again right away.
The amazing thing about this is some of these things, the stories we hear, you think to yourself, there's no way these people can recover from this, from everything, all the logic you hear over the years, but it really is true. These patients have such just are so happy, and you can hear in their voice that they had so much pain and it is gone now. The relief, it's just, you can tell it overwhelms them. And when you meet Dr. Bonati, he's just so personal and such a good guy. Tell me what it's like to be with Dr. Bonati.
Actually, I never met Dr. Bonati, though.
Or Dr.
I only met his associate, Dr. Grossmith and Dr. Hirschauer and others. But I can tell you, I installed a furnace 8 days after surgery.
Did you? What was that feeling like for you? Because I know when you mentioned this to me previous to being on, I thought, my God, a furnace, aren't they heavy?
Yeah, actually, I didn't do the lifting. I had some help put it in place, but all the other stuff, I had to run all the duct work and all the piping and all the electrical and
moving all around,
everything. And I replumbed the house too at the same time right after that. So
all within a week of surgery. This I just find absolutely amazing.
Unbelievable.
Scott, if you can hang with us, we are coming up on a break, and then I would like to follow up with you after the break. So if you don't mind holding on, we'll be right back with you. You are listening to American Medicine Today on News Radio 970 WFLA. If you or someone you know is suffering from headaches, neck, back, sciatic pain, RSD, fibromyalgia, reach out to the Bonati Spine Institute at 855-267-0482 or visit the website at Bonati.com. After the break, you're going to hear more from patient Scott Johnson on the Bonati Spine procedures. You're listening to News Radio 970 WFLA.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonati created, perfected, and patented the Bonati Spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonati invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonati Spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonati succeeds where others fail. The Bonati Spine Institute is proud to announce more than a 94% patient-reported success rate in over 45,000 patent-protected spine surgical procedures. Call us today at 855-267-0483 or visit us at Bonati.com.
All my pain is gone. Today I am totally pain-free. Nothing. No after effect.
I'm pain-free, and I have had to take any pain medication.
Today I am pain-free for the first time in over a year, and it is so awesome.
I only wish I'd known about it earlier. Right now, I am completely without pain.
Sitting here in this office right now, pain-free, eager to enjoy the rest of my life.
I am feeling great.
I feel 100% better, like a new person.
Today I feel absolutely fantastic. It's just incredible, the relief I feel right now. Today I'm completely pain-free.
During the procedure, I literally felt the pain melt away. It was fantastic.
I feel so good.
It took care of my headaches instantly.
It's incredible. It's really incredible. You gave me my life back.
It's just wonderful. I feel fantastic.
It is just absolutely amazing.
So I'm hoping to be climbing hills in a few weeks.